off and apologize, and then he will let him go. Then suddenly, Bomi slaps the bully, and he is pissed at her. He tells Snap to point the camera away, because even he can't punch a girl in a live stream. Before he can do that, Haben gets up and slides down his pants because this is the only way he can save the girl he loves. He takes off everything apart from his underwear and tells Pak to let Bomi go. He laughs at the mad lad who really stripped to apologize and thinks that his career as a YouTuber is over now. He asks him to send all his subscribers to his channel and shut down his account. But Haben is going to do one last act of retaliation. Bomi suddenly closes her eyes, and even Pak nervously asks Haben to stop, because he is taking off even his underwear now. He knows that this may mean that Bomi will never look at him ever again, but by doing this, he can make Pak's account permanently banned from YouTube, and that is his final act of resistance. However, just as he is about to pull his underwear all the way down, Kim appears behind him out of nowhere and pulls them back up, lifting Haben along with them. He tells him to keep them on and says that he rushed here because he saw Pak's live stream. Kim then calmly walks towards the bullies and caves in the face of one of them with a single punch. He hits the bully with a rattling punch combo and then kicks him away. The next bully also gets hit by a barrage of punches, and then it is finally the turn of Pak. He tries to apologize and tell it was just a misunderstanding, but Kim knocks him off his feet with just one hit. He asks Bomi if she is fine, and she replies that she is okay and it is Haben they should be worried about. Haben is on his knees and his head is hung down because he is too embarrassed to face anyone. Kim takes Bomi away, and when she tries to reach Haben, he tells her that he needs to be left alone right now. She keeps glancing back at him while walking away, but the grief and embarrassment stays with Haben. He wonders when did he become a loser. He remembers the time when he was a normal student until he met Pak and got beaten by him for no reason. That was the beginning of his hellish school life. He became too afraid to look anyone in the eye, spoke so softly that no one could hear him, and his posture worsened as he began to keep bowing before everyone. The rain finally stops, and Haben is still on his knees. Snap apologies to him, but he can only cry at his own weakness. Soon after that, Pak is back on his YouTube channel, telling people that he has a fresh model to entertain them. That model is none other than Snap, who is wearing the same ugly clown makeup that Haben once wore. He wonders where is Haben now, because it has been days since he last came to school. While Snap acts a fool and cooperates with Pak, all he wants to do is properly apologize to Haben when he sees him again. Bomi has also tried calling him again and again, but Haben doesn't even pick up her calls. He is holing up in his house, wishing to disappear from the face of the world. However, that is not what he is doing. He is watching Cockman's YouTube channel and learning to fight. He trains till sweat starts flowing in streaks down his entire body, and watches Cockman saying that all motivational speakers and self-help books are useless. The true desire to change and become stronger comes from within a person and not outside. Hearing this, Haben starts doing push-ups again, turning his rage into the fuel that drives him forward. He is ready to work as hard as he needs to become a strong fighter. He is ready to devote an entire month to complete all of Cockman's fighting tutorial and become an invincible warrior. Back in the school, Snap is getting bullied by Pak in his live stream, and his viewers are ready to pay him if he can get the boy to strip. Pak calls out Haben, asking if he is going to leave his friend to endure all this bullying alone. Despite that, with tears in his eyes, Snap asks Haben to not come to school and stay at home. However, Haben is watching the live stream, standing right behind him. Pak laughs and says that he was waiting for him, but Haben simply tosses his phone to Snap and walks to face the bully. Snap doesn't understand anything even as he sees that live streaming is on, and Haben tells him to stop acting like an idiot and hold the camera properly. He looks Pak in the eye and declares that his channel's returning video is called How to Fight and Beat an Ordinary Person. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe for part 5, and make sure to check out this brand new anime about a loser who gets reincarnated as a prince with godly abilities. The day before this happened, Snap was congratulating Rumi on hitting 100,000 subscribers on her channel. Immediately after that, He began ranting about how it has been 1 month since the bastard Haben suddenly disappeared. He says that it was too much for a loser like him to suddenly get famous and then get humiliated in front of the world. Rumi asks Snap, wasn't he friends with Haben, and he replies that he could never be friends with such a loser. When suddenly, Pak came there and put his hand around his shoulder. Pak asks him to repeat what he just said about Haben, and Snap replies that he was just his business partner, and other than that, he didn't care about him at all. On hearing this, Pak suddenly hits Snap for being a traitor no matter whose side he goes to. He lectured him for sucking up to everyone like a loser and called him even more pathetic than Haben. The rest of the class gave him scornful looks as well, and Snap knew they were right to call him a worthless loser. He cries, thinking how he is not good at anything, and sucking up to the powerful ones is the only way he can survive without any friends. In the meantime, Pak starts his live stream, and he has completely adopted his gangsta image now, which has made his channel grow even stronger than it was before his downfall. On the other hand, Haben and Snap's channel Viral Hit is on steady decline because they haven't posted anything in a month. Pak approaches Snap and tells him to bring Haben to school the next day, because if he can do that, he will allow him to become his cameraman again. Snap curses him in his mind, but accepts the chance anyway. He is ready to survive even if it means selling out his friend for that. That evening, Snap runs to the hospital where Haben's mom is admitted and barges into her room to ask her where is Haben. Haben's mom is shocked that her son is not going to school, so she gives Snap her address, and his face lights up on receiving it. 7:10, however, as she tells Snap that Haben talks about him a lot and says he is glad to have a friend like him. He is thunderstruck and drops the address. The next day, he goes to the school empty-handed and gets beat up once again by Pak for failing his mission. Pak shows his bruised face on his channel and asks why did he not bring Haben to school, and Snap replies that he tried calling him out for an hour, but there was no response. Pak slaps him continuously for disappointing his viewers, and then asks him to send a message to Haben to come to school. He tells Haben to not come to school because Pak is planning to beat him to get more followers. Pak immediately punches him for doing this and keeps pummeling him till he can't even get up. Pak asks Haben to come to school if he wants to save his friend, but Snap cries as he tells Haben to not come to the school at any cost. However, Haben is standing right behind him as he watches this unfold on the screen. Snap is left speechless by what is happening, but Haben tosses him his phone and tells him to get back to his work of being his cameraman. He stares at Pak and declares that this is the return video of Viral Hit titled How to Fight and Beat an Ordinary Person. Snap curses Haben for being a fool to come here despite the warning, but he just puts his palm towards the camera, on which he has written instructions for Snap to focus on him when he says his catchphrase. Pak mocks him for being an idiot and hits him, but Haben intercepts it using his head to nullify the damage. Pak laughs at him, but Haben begins moving like a boxer. In response, Pak throws an uppercut to take him down, and as Haben waits for it to come, he recalls his training over the past month. He heard Cockman call anyone who keeps using just one move an idiot, and believed that he was talking directly to him. He got overconfident just by learning one move and got humiliated before Bomi. Haben thought he couldn't face Bomi or his subscribers again, and began crying over his weakness. However, he was not ready to give up, and began studying by watching Cockman's videos again. Cockman said that to master the technique he is going to show, anyone needs 1 month of hard training. Before that, he revealed that there are 3 essentials for fighting. First is a person's build, and one needs to take a high-quality protein diet to increase body mass. So Haben took all the food items with a good protein amount, blended them all together and drank them raw. He vomited everything within seconds and screamed that he can't eat that horrible thing again. So when Cockman said that one should use protein shakes available in the market to increase muscle mass, he felt ashamed at his stupidity. With that, he came to the second essential of fighting, which is willpower. To train his willpower, Haben drank the abomination blend he created himself and started training with whatever items he could find, because he couldn't waste money on protein shakes and gym membership. The third essential is stamina, and for that Cockman told Haben to immediately hit the swimming pool because swimming with closed fists is the best way to increase stamina. Well, Haben was too introverted to go to public swimming pools, so he went to the public baths instead and trained himself there. However, after all this, Cockman told him that there would not be a drastic increase in his stamina or physique after just 1 month, much to his shock. However, that was just the layup to emphasize the importance of techniques and martial arts. He talked about an interview of the dollar store Mike Tyson, who believed that for a bullied student to protect himself, the most effective move was not boxing but a low kick. Haben practiced the low kick Cockman taught him over and over again, using garbage bags as his target. Back to the present, he has completely perfected it. He hits Pak with the low kick and makes him weak in the knees. Haben is satisfied that his hard work didn't go to waste, but Pak just laughs at his pathetic attempt at a low kick. While Pak and most viewers think that a low kick should be aimed at the enemy's thighs, Kim's name pops up in the chat room, and he claims that Haben's kick landed on the right spot. Well, that is not the same Kim as the one in their class, because he is watching the fight live from the class. However, he too agrees that Haben's low kick was not only great, but it was also an upgraded version of the normal low kick called the calf kick. Haben hits Pak with the low kick again, and he shudders because of the intense pain in his calf muscles as a result. Pak attacks him furiously, but Haben runs away because Cockman taught him that running away is also an important skill in street fights. He manages to stay at a safe distance